Okay guys, so today's video we are going to be talking about leg development. How to get juicy, jacked legs. And this is going to go out to every man and woman because I know that ladies particularly have a fixation on leg development. I mean, it's no question why they would have that sort of fixation on leg training. But anyway, if you want to get giant, juicy legs, you have to consider this. There are four main parts to your legs, alright? Your leg development anyway. Your calves, quadriceps, hamstrings, glutes. That's all you need to consider for leg development. Now, I think we're going to start off with calves because we're going to go from the ground up. So for calves, calf raises are the only way that you can develop your calves with resistance training. Now the other thing that you can do is you can walk long distances. Walk, run, but make sure that you are recruiting your calves. Use the mind-muscle connection to get in there and make sure that your calves are working overtime. Especially if you're a heavier person, your calves will grow from doing that. Now I'm a pretty light person. I go on a lot of hikes. That's been primarily my calf development tool for the last about a year. What I've noticed though is that my calves have kind of either stalled or completely regressed from doing that, and I think half of the reason is because number one, I'm not consistent. When there's ever a snowstorm, I can't go hiking. You know, I can't go walk up a mountain. You know, when the paths haven't been cleared. So my legs, not my legs, but my calves have stalled considerably since I tried to use that method about a year ago. So I've brought calf raises back into my routine at the gym. But I will say, yes, you can build giant calves from walking alone. But if you want to get, you know, huge calves, like, you know, bodybuilder style calves, yeah, you're gonna have to use, I would say, you know, machines if you don't want to go for huge hikes. And there's a way to do calf raises and there's a way to not do them. What you're going to notice is that you will be able to do a lot of weight on calf raises. Now, there are some machines that you can use. I prefer machines for this movement because it is basically a single joint exercise. Well, it's not, but there is only one joint moving, and that makes it a little bit safer to do this. So that's why I don't really like machines in general, but basically you want to use either a machine where there are two pads, you go under it and then you hit whatever weight and you just move your calves up and down at the ankle. There's that. There are some where there are plate loaded and you sit down and you do pretty much the same thing with with kind of like a bar that kind of comes off and you can re-rack it on a J-hook. Those are basically, they're the exact same movement. They literally are. And it doesn't matter which machine you use because they're pretty much all going to do the same thing. I wouldn't be, you know, going from calf machine to calf machine, you know, thinking that you're going to get some sort of a different result. You really won't. There are probably going to be ones that, you know, if there are 3 different ones in the gym, there's probably going to be one that you prefer over the others. But basically what you want to do on calf raises is hit the most weight as you can possibly do. And because it's such a short range of motion, I'm a proponent of using high reps on this. So anywhere from like at least, you know, 14 reps on calf raises. I usually go past 20, and with a heavy weight too. More than I can usually squat. For sure more than I can squat. And what you'll find is that will make your calves grow a lot. You will find that you'll be able to probably stack the machine within a few months of starting using it. So the next thing that I will talk about is, you know, your upper leg development. So what I want to basically tell you is this. For quads, hamstrings, and glutes, I pretty much only use 1, maybe 2 exercises. And the number 1 exercise, you guys are probably going to know this already, the squat, okay? When you squat, okay, you are getting a better stretch on your quadriceps than you can ever achieve on a leg press. Of course, it's a compound movement. You're not isolating anything, but think about it this way. Your quadriceps working overtime, your glutes working overtime, and if you're doing low bar back squats, then your hamstrings are working overtime, because when you get to the bottom of a low bar back squat, your hamstrings get a major weighted stretch, and that will produce results for you big time in the hamstring department. And furthermore, the workload that you will go through and the fatigue that you can put yourself under, as far as your nervous system goes, you will gain a lot more strength on the squat that's transferable into athletic purposes than you would in the leg press, simply because of the fact that you are going so low. Your nervous system is like, oh shit, there's something really heavy on my back, I gotta get up. That's basically the general gist of why I recommend the squat over the leg press. And it really does have to do with range of motion, stabilization, because consider the fact that your core is also working on the squat. Now, you can do any variation of the squat that you really want to, because I went a few months where I didn't do back squats at all. I did all front squats, and it did help me considerably. I went from doing pretty much only low bar back squats, and then I was like, you know what, I need to work on my core. I have a little bit of a forward lean problem. It's a little excessive. I did front squats, boosted it by like 20 pounds, came back to low bar squats, boom. That forward lean is gone. I don't forward lean anymore. That's one of the greatest things that you can do for your leg development. And I will say, yes, squats are the most important for legs. And consider the fact too, I only do squats. Okay, I rarely do leg press, and if I do, it's to replace squats on a day where I either deadlifted before, or I did some sort of really fatiguing work earlier in that day. The deadlift, again, it is gonna put tension on your quadriceps and your glutes. It really is a posterior chain movement though. So if you want really huge quads, the squat, I'm going to just tell you right now, the squat is where you want to be, not the deadlift. But I do say, yeah, go do your deadlifts. They're really important to do too. But because it's mostly, a lot of your back is working, your upper back, your spinal erectors, your glutes and your hamstrings, and even your core. Yes, they all work. And you do see quadricep activity as well, because yeah, you do have to extend your knees to get it off the floor, correct? But generally you don't have the same range of motion, and the prime movers are, basically posterior chain muscles. So those are pretty much the big lifts that I want to get over to you guys, and you can gain a lot of size and strength just doing squats, deadlifts, calf raises. Now I know you guys are going to be like, okay, but what about lunges? What about Bulgarian split squats? What about quadricep extensions? What about hamstring curls? If you find that your hamstrings are not getting sufficient development, yeah, go ahead, do hamstring curls, okay? But keep in mind that you only have so much energy that you can use throughout the day and so much recovery, so keep that in mind. So there's that. Quadricep extensions, leg extensions. I do not like that movement, and the reason that I don't is because it is very easy to hurt your knees on leg extensions. So if you are swinging the weight, which is easy to do, you will get knee tendonitis. If you lock out a lot of weight and you don't come all the way down, you might get injured. And the reason for that is because it's a lot of weight on one joint, and that one joint is the only thing that's actually stabilizing that weight, because you're sitting down in a machine. Your legs are the only thing that are extending. Your knee is the only thing other than your quadricep that's supporting that weight. So unless you're doing it very, very controlled, I wouldn't lock out on that. I really wouldn't. There's no real benefit to. Yes, it is a fuller range of motion, but I don't think that, for athletic purposes, not necessary. For muscle building purposes, not necessary. If you're just trying to get some more tension in the muscle, you don't really have to lock out. And I don't think it's worth attempting, especially where that injury rate is so prevalent on that exercise. So I'm going to go ahead and say I do not recommend the leg extension. You are a fool if you do them, because you can gain a lot more strength and size off of doing something like, just squats. And if you want to do lunges, lunges are very hard. It's a grueling exercise. But if you want to do them, by all means, go ahead. They will put more strength and size on you. But they are an accessory lift. You have to really be doing your squats in order to see maximum benefits from this exercise. So, in conclusion, guys, do your squats. Do your calf raises if you want to get huge legs. And yes, go ahead, do your deadlifts, but they are not just for your legs, they are for overall development. So, I hope you guys have enjoyed the video. That's how you get huge legs. If you want to get huge legs, go do what I just told you. If you and your friend want to go get huge legs, share this video with your friend. If your friend has a problem with leg development, send it to them via message, okay? Get in contact with them directly. Send this video to them, okay? I know you know somebody like that, so go ahead and share this shit. And if you liked the video, if you didn't know any of this, like the damn video, okay? It's just a freaking click, okay? And as always, hit that subscribe button, join the Soy Boy Patrol. I'm out. Peace.